So the first time I met Carroll Shelby, it was actually the first and only time that I was able to meet Carroll Shelby. And I know, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that have wanted to and never really got the chance. It was always on my bucket list to get to meet him, and I did get to meet him one time, and I was hoping I would get to meet him again, before he passed away. But it only happened once. Um, I got to scratch it off my bucket list. Oh, and actually, I forgot something. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I had to grab something for the story. So yes, it was right around the time of 2006. I had just recently moved to California, and I had I guess a little I had met up with a couple of guys out there that at that time they claimed that they were doing something with a BMW racing team. So I was invited to go with them around the end of 2006. So that's kind of how I got in. The very first year that I ever went to SEMA there in Las Vegas. And with it being my first year, I was still very unfamiliar about SEMA and what it was and who would be there and who wasn't. So once we arrived at SEMA, I learned that, Carroll Shelby was going to be one of the people that was going to be attending SEMA show, because obviously Shelby America was in Las Vegas, and it was the end of 2006. So him and Ford were just reintroducing the new GT500s in '07. But obviously at the end of '06, they already had some built. So I learned that they were giving away so many tickets to like a dinner and an interview with Carroll Shelby. And I don't remember how many they had. I think they had like 150, maybe 200 tickets. And me and the guys that I went with were able to get 3 of them so we could go. And we got to just listen to him talk and answer questions and tell stories, which was actually very cool. And then before that ended, he said the following day that he was going to be signing autographs at his booth, where they would reveal the new 2007 GT500s that him and Ford were reintroducing again. So I thought, man, I would love to go meet him again, shake his hand, and get his autograph. But I didn't have anything for him to sign. So when we left SEMA show that night, I was actually able to go to a store. I think it was a Walmart there in Las Vegas somewhere, or store. And I found this, and it's just a little, like a 1/87 scale little Shelby car. You probably can't see that very good. But the very next day, it's not showing up, is it? Horrible resolution. You can't see it anyways. I took this with me the very next day, and I waited in line for a while, because obviously even in '06 he was still having some issues, so he had to take breaks. He could only sign for so long, and then the people, his handlers, I guess they call this, say, well, he's got to take a break. So, and if you wanted to meet him, you waited. So I want to say I waited well over an hour or so just to get up there and meet him, because I wasn't the first one, but I wasn't the last one either. So I finally met him, got to shake his hand, and he signed my car, and I've been holding this dear, to my life ever since. I'm a big Carroll Shelby fanboy, I guess you could say. And obviously there was other people besides Carroll Shelby that I wanted to meet that I never got to, like Ken Block, but that could be a story for another day. But this story is just about the one and only time that I got to meet Carroll Shelby at a Las Vegas SEMA show in 2006. And I remember at his booth, they had some of his cars. They had some of the Shelby GT cars, just the strictly GT cars, Mustang GTs with the Shelby, I guess, package on them. And then they had 2 of the GT500s that year. And one of them was the blue one with white racing stripes. And that car's been on my mind even today, I would love to have a car like that. I would probably never find that car that was there at that SEMA show. It would be cool if I did. Think of the stories. Yeah, that's a pipe dream. It probably won't happen, but I'm just saying, if you think about it, yeah, how cool it would be if I was able to acquire that car. I don't even remember what VIN it was, or even if it was a production car. It could have been I don't know. And I had pictures of it somewhere, but I've lost them. But yeah, the one and only time I met Carroll Shelby in 2006. And of course, as you know, he passed away in 2012. So unfortunately, if you did not get to meet Carroll, well, your chances of meeting him are pretty much gone now, unfortunately. But But I guess that's why there are still stories out there like this and like myself that we get to share with you guys about, you know, our encounters with Carroll, 2006 to 2024. So yeah, I'm probably going to hold on to this forever. And I'll probably pass it down to one of my kids, one of my 3, 4, 5 kids. I have 2 stepchildren and 3 biological kids. So this is just something cool that I hang on to, and I remember that day. So if any of you guys met Carroll, hey, leave me a comment. I'd like to hear about it. I love hearing the stories, and I love talking about, you know, subjects like this. So if you have a cool story about Carroll Shelby, please feel free to share it. And if you're watching this video for the first time, if you're a first-time visitor to my channel, you know, I'd like you to hit the subscribe button, maybe like, leave a comment. I'd appreciate it. You never know. You might see something that you like. So take care, guys. And remember, when you're doing the laundry, take your wrenches out of your pocket.